How to give difficult feedback, a guide for team leaders. Welcome to Transformative Approach. Our motto is limitless expansion. If you are looking to develop your personal and professional skills and overcome challenges effectively, you are in the right place. At Transformative Approach, our mission is to help job seekers, professionals, and individuals from all walks of life, whether alone or in groups, to grow, achieve their goals, and build better relationships at work and in everyday life. Feedback is an essential element of effective leadership. It helps your team grow, refine their skills, and ultimately succeed. But let's face it, giving difficult feedback can be stressful and uncomfortable. As a team leader, you might worry about how your message will be received or fear causing tension. However, addressing challenges directly and constructively can strengthen your team and reinforce their trust in you. In this video, we'll break down the process into clear, actionable steps so you can navigate these tough conversations with confidence and empathy. Let's get started. First off, why is giving difficult feedback so important? Avoiding tough conversations might seem like the easier route, but it can create bigger problems down the road. Unaddressed issues can snowball, affecting team performance, morale, and even your credibility as a leader. On the flip side, providing thoughtful and well-structured feedback shows that you care about your team members' growth and the success of the group as a whole. Think of feedback as a gift, a chance to help someone see areas of improvement and unlock their potential. When handled the right way, it transforms a difficult moment into a growth opportunity. Let's start with preparation. Giving effective feedback begins long before the actual conversation happens. First, you need to clearly identify the problem. What has gone wrong, and why does it need to be addressed? Be specific. For example, instead of saying, "Your work quality isn't great," you might say, "In the last 2 projects, I noticed several errors in the reports, such as incorrect data entry." Specific examples are key. They ground your feedback in facts instead of feelings. Next, take time to understand the context. Is there a bigger issue influencing their actions or performance? For example, has their workload increased significantly, or are they dealing with personal challenges? Taking this into account ensures your feedback is fair and informed. Lastly, check your emotions before you walk into the conversation. Giving feedback when you're frustrated or upset can escalate tension. Approach with a clear head and calm demeanor so the focus stays on problem solving. Now that you're prepared, let's talk about intentions. As leaders, one of our most important goals when giving feedback is to ensure we come across as helpful, not critical. Your words and tone should reflect that you want to support, not shame, the individual. Start the conversation by framing your intentions. For example, you might say, "I wanted to connect to talk about how we can work together to address some challenges and improve moving forward." This lets the person know you're on their side, creating a collaborative dynamic from the outset. This isn't the time for blame or judgment. Difficult feedback often lands better when it's framed as an opportunity for growth rather than a consequence of failure. Now let's discuss the practicalities of where and how the conversation happens. Choose the right setting. This should be a private and neutral space where you can talk openly without distractions. Privacy is critical in maintaining the individual's dignity, and a neutral space fosters a balanced, non-confrontational tone. Timing is just as important. Avoid giving feedback in high-pressure moments or before major events. Aim to discuss the issue when both parties have the mental space to fully engage. Finally, open on a reassuring note. For instance, you could say, "I wanted to take a few minutes to discuss something I've noticed because I think it's important for your continued growth and success." Setting this tone early invites the person to listen with an open mind. The heart of the conversation lies in how you deliver the feedback. Start by acknowledging their contributions and strengths. This helps the individual feel valued and reminds them that the feedback you're about to share is only one piece of the bigger picture. When you move into the feedback itself, focus on specific actions or behaviors, not the person's character. For example, say, "I noticed deadlines have been missed on the last 2 projects, which impacted the team's progress," instead of, "You've been unreliable lately." Avoid vague or emotionally charged language. You want clarity, not confusion or defensiveness. State your observations objectively and connect them to the overall impact on the team or project. Giving feedback isn't just about talking, it's also about listening. After presenting your points, pause and invite the individual to share their perspective. You could ask, "How do you see this situation?" or "Is there something I might not be aware of?" This opens the door for a productive conversation rather than a one-sided critique. As they respond, practice active listening. Don't interrupt or dismiss their feelings. Instead, show understanding while steering the focus back to solutions. Statements like, "I see where you're coming from," or "That's helpful context to know," can help validate their input while keeping the discussion constructive. Once the issue is on the table, shift the focus toward finding solutions. Work collaboratively to identify specific, actionable steps for improvement. For instance, if the issue was missing deadlines, a solution might involve creating more detailed timelines or adjusting task priorities. Make the steps clear and measurable to avoid ambiguity. It's also important to discuss timelines for improvement. Together, agree on deadlines or milestones to track progress. For example, let's aim to have the next project's requirements finalized by the end of the week. We'll check in briefly midweek to make sure everything is on track. Finally, offer your support. Ask, "Is there anything I can do to help you achieve these goals?" This reinforces your role as an ally rather than just a critic. Ending the conversation on a positive note is just as important as starting it off strong. Summarize what was discussed, including the key points and the agreed-upon next steps. Reinforce your confidence in their ability to grow and improve. For example, "I know you're capable of making these changes, and I'm here to support you throughout the process. Let's revisit this in a few weeks to see how things are progressing." By ending with encouragement, you ensure they leave the conversation feeling motivated rather than defeated. Feedback doesn't end when the conversation does, it's an ongoing process. Follow up with your team member regularly to acknowledge progress or offer continued guidance. A simple check-in can go a long way in showing your commitment to their success. For your own growth as a leader, take time to reflect on each feedback conversation. What went well? What could you improve for next time? Every conversation builds your confidence and skill as a leader. Giving difficult feedback isn't easy, but it's one of the most powerful tools you have as a leader to foster growth and improve team dynamics. By preparing thoroughly, approaching with empathy, and collaborating on solutions, you can handle even the toughest conversations with grace. Remember, the goal isn't just to address a problem, it's to build trust, strengthen relationships, and empower your team to succeed. So the next time you face a difficult feedback moment, take a deep breath and lean into the opportunity to lead with care and purpose. You've got this. Before you go, don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. Subscribe to Transformative Approach for more practical tips on your career or personal development, and share this video with friends or colleagues who might benefit from it. Remember, your expansion is limitless. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.